Yo, what is up, everybody? Good morning, happy Easter. And I just got done with my workout. Again, I'm dripping wet with sweat. My initial workout is over, and I'm going to do some yoga to finish up with. And I decided, why the heck not? Invite all of y'all to join me on this beautiful Sunday Easter morning. So I'm actually not a certified yoga instructor. Let's get that out of the air right now. But I do play a good one on TV. But I do have a passion for yoga, and I like to integrate it into my personal workouts and also into my clients' workouts as well. And a lot of the actual exercises that I do and I create on my own, if you notice, if you've watched some of my stuff, they're kind of fashioned off of yoga poses. But I've decided to take that one dimension farther. So I do like to dial it down sometimes and actually do yoga. So I'm going to jump back there, and I'm going to run through some yoga. You're welcome to join me if you want, or you can watch this down the road, save it, and watch it whenever you feel like it. If I say anything incorrectly in the yoga terminology, forgive me, because we're going to default back to the beginning of what I said, which is I am not an actual certified yoga instructor. I'm just a junkie and a yoga nerd and a fitness nerd. And a lot of the ways that I do yoga poses might be different than the way you've been taught those, or then you teach them yourself if you happen to be a yoga instructor. So please forgive me and bear with me, and let's go have some fun and do some yoga. And by the way, I'm probably jumping back and forth with my camera like a spider monkey from The Wizard of Oz, because I got to make sure that my blocking is right. So I'm going to try to get it right for the first one. All right, you ready? Here we go. I think I'm in frame. Okay, cool. I probably still am in frame. All right, so first thing we're going to do is extend a triangle. So the way I like to do it is I'm going to turn my left foot out 90 degrees away from my body, and I'm going to turn my right foot in slightly, maybe 30 degrees. This is also the position that you would do a kettlebell windmill in. So I kind of fashioned my triangle off of that. So here's what we're going to do. Try to keep this leg perfectly vertical. Press your hips this way like you're pressed against a wall right here. And I'm going to extend one arm up straight and take this other hand right here on each side of your foot and try to form a straight line from hand to hand. So let's go all the way down. We're going to do a few breaths right here. So you should feel a nice stretch right about here, this quadrant, and your lower spine as well, and your shoulders. And make sure your shoulders are always aligned with your hips when you're doing this pose. So you don't want to be like hunched forward like this. So we're going to hold right here. Let's take a couple more breaths. Okay, let's slowly come up. Now we're going to windshield wiper our feet the other direction. So now my right foot is going to go 90 degrees. My left foot is going to come in slightly. I'm going to push my hips this way, try to get my leg vertical. I'm estimating I don't have a mirror in front of me, and I'm going to lower myself down. So what I'm recognizing already, I don't know if you can see it in my body language, but I'm already much tighter on this side. So you're going to find when you're doing yoga or any kind of stretching, one side of your body might be extremely tighter than the other or slightly tighter than the other. And your goal is to just accept it, accept yourself, accept your beauty as it is, because you're all beautiful and wonderful people. And just keep your eyes focused on the prize, which is good flexibility. And then slowly, with every exhale, slowly lower yourself a little lower into that stretch and go a little deeper. See, now my fingertips are now on the floor, and they weren't with my first breath. That feels like magic right there. You Can Do Magic was a really good song in the early 1980s. And the band was called, let's see, You Can Do Magic. Who was that? I don't remember who it was. Good song, good band. Might have been number one. One-hit wonders, I believe. Okay, let's come on out of there. Now we're going to go into a down-facing dog. Am I still in frame? I'm going to adjust just a little bit here. One of my favorites, down-facing dog. So we're going to pop up into a plank position. I also know this as a front-leaning rest position, which I use in military terms. And it's the same thing. So I'm just going to push our weight back toward our heels. Push your head down in between your head, your arms, and look down toward your toes. So fix your gaze down to your toes. Now ideally, my heels are on the floor. If you can't get your heels on the floor with a down-facing dog, then drop the ego. Don't compensate by bending your knees. Although that is okay with some particular poses, that's not what I want to aspire to do. So if this is all you got and you're feeling a massive stretch on your calves and your hamstrings, dude, let it roll. Let it happen. Just go as far as you can. And then push and sink your shoulders inward and look down toward your toes. And take some nice deep breaths. See, I know where my problem areas are, and it's my hamstrings and lower spine, my lower back. So I'm always trying to figure out how can I stretch those areas. And my hips, too. We're going to do some good hip stuff coming up in a couple seconds, so get ready. Okay, let's come on out of there. And a good complement to this is the upward facing dog. So now we're just going to flatten our feet like this, and we're going to pull our shoulder blades in. We're going to look straight ahead, and we're going to try to lift your knees off the ground. Now, if you can't do that, if that's putting too much strain on your spine or your back, or it feels too comfortable on your body in any way, shape, or form, just place your knees down, pull your shoulder blades in, and look straight ahead. Now you're doing what's called the cobra. So you've got either the cobra to work with, or the upward facing dog. And you know, sometimes I go to yoga classes, and I go into the upward facing dog. They have us do sun salutation, which is a series of movements that go through the upward facing dog and down facing dog. And all of a sudden, my bottom of my foot just cramps. I'm like, oh, oh, oh. And I was flipping my foot around. I sound like an idiot. And I try to hold my breath. And everyone's like, give me mean looks. It's hilarious. And anyway, I get these vicious cramps on the bottom of my feet sometimes. And by the way, my heart rate is going up pretty high right now. Okay, now, we're not going into child's pose, so don't even think it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring our leg across our body like this. So this is called pigeon. So ideally, your shin should be like perfectly perpendicular across your body. I don't have that range of motion, so I'm going to pull it back slightly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep walking my foot backwards. See how I sneak it backwards? Like I'm sneaking into a movie theater through the back door. And then I'm just going to hold this position right here. So again, we want to kind of keep our shoulders broad. We don't want to be rounded in yoga. You always want to work on good posture. That is so important, not just with yoga, but life in general. So what are some of the benefits of good posture? Well, heck, think about the alignment of your organs. If you're sitting in a hunched position for long periods of time and your shoulders start getting rounded like this, you're going to walk around with your shoulders all rounded, and it's going to cause your organs to become misaligned. Your breathing is going to be compromised, your brain function will be compromised, your digestion will be compromised. So doesn't it make more sense to make sure your organs are in good alignment? Yes. Everyone shake your head up and down. Yes, it does. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to go boom, and now we're going to go boom. See how smooth that was? Like a gazelle running through a field of clover. Okay, hands on the ground. Now we'll take some deep breaths here. And speaking of rounded posture, at Whole Foods lately, I've been going down there. The past couple of days it's been busier than normal, but usually there's 15 people in the store. Everyone's wearing masks and gloves, and everyone's like this. And they're going like this, looking at you like I'm going to pull out a shank and stab them in the neck or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the coronavirus is now causing people to develop bad posture. So their lungs are going to get misformed. Their organs are going to get misformed. They're going to start developing all these side default issues that aren't even related to the freaking coronavirus. And then they're going to be in an uproar about it. And then people are going to say, oh, coronavirus is now causing bad posture and blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, it's causing bad posture because people are walking around with their shoulders hunched, living in fear. Pull your shoulders back, look up in the air, smile, look your neighbor in the eye, tell them they're awesome, and then walk down the street or walk down the aisle of the grocery store and don't live in fear. There's my 2 cents on that. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Okay, terrific. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to face this way for this one because it's one of my most fun yoga poses. I don't even know what this is called. Manuriki Gasari. Let's just call it that. All right. Crisscross your legs. Now, you can probably see how perfectly stacked my knees are right here. That's what I want you to try to do. Some people can't come close to this. Most guys I know can't. Some people can only get here. And if that's all you got, great. This is where it's really important to drop the ego. Crisscross your legs, stack your knees perfectly on top of each other. Now that alone is a really good stretch and a really good hip opener right here if your hips are super tight. And you can lean forward to get a little more salt on it, as I call it. Or you can go all the way down like this. If you can get your forearms on the ground, bro, you are absolutely flexible. All you ladies out there, I'm sure you can just go, because most women that have come to my classes can just like, boom, drop right down like nothing. Now, here's where we can put a little more salt on it, or spicy sauce, as I like to call it. Take your hand, place it over your thigh, put your hands on the ground, push into the ground, pull your shoulder blades up, twist, and do a little bit of a corkscrew here. Look over this shoulder. And again, every exhale, ground your hands in, or corkscrew them into the floor a little more, and get a little bit more of a stretch. And keep your gaze fixed over that shoulder. Yeah, that feels so good. And I know I'm talking a lot of smack. And normally, yoga is a meditative, quiet practice with fancy music going behind it. Honestly, I like to listen to Social Distortion. Not even kidding. I'm a punk rocker at heart. What can I say? Okay, now, we're going to do a little fancy magic trick with our legs, and we're going to switch our top leg. Ready? Here we go. Wasn't that fun? Did you feel like a rockette? I did. Okay. Crisscross your legs. Stack your knees. Right? Okay. Let's do a rudimentary introductory forward bend first. Just to give our hips a little bit of love to start out. Nice. Okay, now, ready for this action? Twist. Oh, my back cracked. Did you hear it? Isn't it awesome when you're out in public and you're with some friends and like you get up or you twist slightly and your back cracks and you like have to announce it to the whole table? You're like, oh, my back cracked. Anybody hear that? And everyone's like, looking out of the corner of their eye like, no, who cares? I just like to announce when my back cracks. Okay, a couple deep breaths in silence. Ready? Here we go. Meditation. One more. Oh, that was so nice. Okay, let me tell you a little something else about twisting. So, although we don't like to talk about it, anytime you're doing twisting poses like this for yoga, during yoga practice, it's really good for your intestines and your digestive system, and it helps with constipation, and it helps with regular bowel movements. I know you don't want to talk about that, but let's be realistic. It's a fact of life. Okay, let's do something really cool, which is one of my favorite yoga poses of all, which is called a humble warrior. Let's adjust the camera one more time because I think I need to. Okay, here's what we're going to do. My pockets are all bunched up. So I'm going to get into a stance similar to what we were before. So as if we were going to do a warrior two like this, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to stand with our feet about 3 to 4 feet apart, and we're going to take this foot, and we're going to bend this knee. So you want to try to get about a 90-degree bend here. So if you need to adjust your body, that's totally fine. Now we're going to take our hands and we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back and we're going to pull our shoulder blades in. Now we're going to lean forward and down. We're going to pull our shoulders up. Ooh, look at that. And we're going to aim our face and our head toward the floor and pull our arms forward. So let's sit in this position and take some breaths. One more breath. Okay, now we're going to come up slowly, switch our feet the other way, reposition your interlocking fingers, press your knee this way, try to get that 90-degree bend, pull your shoulder blades in, lean forward, push your arms overhead as far as you can go, aim your head down, look toward the floor, and let's take some big deep breaths. One more. Okay, while we're in this wide position, move your feet out as wide as you can, turn your toes forward, and we're going to do a wide angled forward bend. So let's pull our shoulder blades back, bring our arms up, reach down toward the floor, put your hands on the floor. Some of you ladies out there are so flexible, I know I can see it now, you're sticking your head flat on the ground, you're putting your forearms on the ground, and you're laughing at how inflexible I am, and that's totally fine. You're totally welcome to do that and make fun of me because I'm not always in my element. I can't do everything. Hopefully I'm in frame. I look like I'm not in frame. Let me adjust this slightly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm actually not too bad right here. I can almost get my forearms down. I hope my white flesh isn't blinding you too much. Yes, I need sun, I know, okay? Stop making fun of me. Oh my gosh. Feels like my groin's gonna rip in half. But that's good. That's good pain. That's the only good pain I'll accept. My forearms are almost there. I'm going to work on this. Okay. Okay, that's enough. Let's do one more. A good old-fashioned forward fold from a seated position. Okay, so you know the trick. Lift your glutes out to the side so your sits bones are resting comfortably on the floor. That's going to get us a little more real estate and mileage. So when you do a forward fold, let's bring our arms up nice and high. Take a big exhale. Reach down for your toes. Now a big mistake that can also often be made with this is this right here. So you don't want to be rounding your back. That's why we reposition our glutes. Because it gives us a little more real estate when we come forward. So let's reach as far as you can. I can get to my toes. If you can't get to your toes, I see people doing this all the time. And I come over with my ruler and I go 3 times. No, I'm joking. I don't strike people with a ruler. What do you think? I'm some kind of Christian school or something? No. I am Christian, but I didn't go to Christian school, okay? So what I want to do is, if you can't reach your toes, just go as far as you can. If you can grab your shins, and that's all you got, or your knees, because your hamstrings are so inflexible, grab them, pull forward. I'm already feeling stretch right now. And you can walk your hands down as you go, and as you get more flexible. Now I'm down almost to my ankles. Now I am at my ankles, now I'm at my feet. So if any of you have like cinder blocks for hamstrings and you're super tight, always drop the ego. I keep coming back to that. So grab your knees or your shins or your ankles, whatever you got, and then work your way down your toes over time as you get better. Or you can get a strap, a tie, a belt, an Afghan. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a plastic bag that you're going to reuse and crumple up into a ball and wrap it around your feet. And then use that as an anchor point to pull yourself down. Okay, enough talking. Let's take a few breaths together. Ready? Here we go. Okay, that's enough. We've been going for like 10 minutes now or so, maybe. All right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little impromptu yoga session. This is K Rail, Chief Fitness Advisor for Pine Palm Superfoods and Train for Longevity. I decided to do things just like whatever the voices are telling me in my head, so I decided to throw down and do a spontaneous little yoga throwdown session for you here. So everyone enjoy your Easter. Have a great day. If you're able to hang out with some friends and family, that'd be even better because you know how much I love human connection. And hopefully down the road, I'll be able to do a little bit of partner yoga because I would love to see some of you couples out there uniting in the medium of movement and exercise. There's nothing that makes me more excited when I see that, when two people are just like totally engaged with fitness and exercise. That is such a good bond for good quality human connection and relationships. It's off the charts. And when you have human connection and you're like suspending someone and you're a base and a flyer and you're holding someone in the air and they're doing a yoga pose, it just looks beautiful, it looks graceful, you're completely connected to that person, and it really enhances relationships. So I'm out looking for someone to do some partner yoga with, and stay tuned because I'll be throwing some zingers in like this down the road. Have a great Easter. Honor yourself, honor your body, and namaste.